Getting ready for the web show.
Beep, 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 beep. Oh, he's here. Yo!
Hey, Kevin, it's Matt. Let me up.
Dope, come up.
Yeah, going to Kevin's for the web show's gonna be awesome.
Hey!
Hey!
Just chilling out there, mate.
Yeah, I am. Yeah, just, I'm a professional now, so I don't have to,
Just
be
rock
on edge
up.
before I go on,
Yeah.
just, whatever.
Rock up 5 minutes before we start.
Yeah.
Chill out.
Roll
lounge. And then we're on. So, welcome to Funniness is a Warm Gun, episode 3 on this visual medium.
Yep. Thank you for tuning in.
Yeah.
And thank you to all those who tuned in last week. Very few of you. In fact, ratings plummeted. I think we got about 40 odd on the board for our first show.
The first one.
17 when I checked last night. So thanks for that, guys. Thanks for the support. You helped us lose another couple of sponsors. Both of our previous.
That's very annoying. Yeah, the 2 sponsors we had last week both left.
Yeah.
Both of them.
Up and left.
Crazy, just because
like
we couldn't.
Fart in the wind.
Just because they didn't get the sales.
Yeah.
Just excuse me for 1 sec, but keep talking.
Alright. Yeah, so we lost another couple of sponsors, but we've got a couple more back in.
Yep.
So
2 brand new sponsors. For the show.
That's right.
Really good people as well with good products. And this week we're covering live scenes from Sydney, Australia.
Yeah.
Explain to the people exactly where we are.
Well, look, emotions are high. People are, feeling very intense.
Blood on the streets.
A lot of controversy behind our current Prime Minister. Are you going to open the curtain soon?
Oh. Hey.
Tony Abbott
So we're here.
has inspired a lot of people to get out here today.
Yeah, including us. We're just, we're kind of safe here, just with the perspex.
Yeah, we're up in the kind of news building coverage, place.
But this is Marchy March, which is a protest against anything that people really feel that they need a voice on in Sydney.
Keep fighting the good fight, guys.
Just keep it down while we're doing the show.
Yeah.
Cool.
Thanks.
Yeah, no, cool. Thanks.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's where we are. It's primarily in the Centennial Park, which is one of the biggest central parks in Sydney.
But look,
people go crazy.
Yeah, and that is a big story that we're going to be covering today.
Yeah.
But first, we need to get a couple of other agendas off the board before we go into that. So, speaking of actually sponsors, we were talking about before. Today or this evening, we don't have a new sponsor, but we might have them next week. We're kind of hashing it out. There's negotiations, but a unnamed wine company have sent Kevin a free bottle of wine.
Yep.
Both the wine company and the company that made the actual wine itself, so the retailer and the vineyard, will go unnamed because we haven't got a deal yet.
For now.
But what we are going to do, because we've already got the free bottle, we're going to drink it and review it over the course of the show. We'll give first impressions now, and basically that means that the representative for whatever wine company it may be, no clues, can see what our review is like, and they can assess whether they want to give us official sponsorship. So.
Or if they should have already just signed and just given us that sponsorship. Because, anyway, I've just got to bring this up real quick. I haven't mentioned this before, but I noticed on the last video when we were bumping the table, because the camera's not fixed to anything that's external to the table, the camera jump, so I've been doing it. Just be aware of that.
What should I avoid doing? Just
bumping the table too much, yeah.
Yeah, I heard like a little bit. That's what I could have heard a little bit of.
Well, now you're doing that, it's jumping.
Oh, I thought it was sound, not image.
Image, yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry, camera. Sorry, table.
So, this is the vineyards that this wine came from is I can't tell you exactly.
We can't say even the area in the country.
It's somewhere on.
Well, is it even necessarily in Australia? Should
might
we
not be on Earth.
that?
Could be Mars wine.
Could be Moon wine, Mars wine, Saturn wine. Well, it couldn't be Saturn wine because Saturn's just gas, I believe.
Yeah. But that will be interesting. So let's down this through the episode and give first impressions right now. But
so should we give it a swirl?
Cheers to
Australian politics.
To the unnamed sponsors.
To unnamed sponsors.
See, I don't do the whole smelling, circling and stuff. I just drink it.
I'm just kind of doing it for appearance, really. I don't really taste much.
She does taste quite nice. So nice, I'll go for second. It's good. I can. It's actually quite full body.
Full body, but do you think they have much of a finish? Does it? Oh no, I'm just kind of staying there.
It is, yeah.
What profiles are you getting?
I don't know. I can see it with like a pasta or like something cream heavy.
Yeah. I can imagine it with Mexican food.
Yeah, right.
Mainly because I have Mexican food waiting for me when I get home, so I'm just thinking about it. But I wouldn't mind having Mexican food. I wouldn't mind having anything with Mexican food, actually. I think all Mexican food is great and goes with most wines, including this lovely wine.
Mexicans aren't known for their wines, though. So how did that all mesh together? They have a lot of like light beers and
Yeah, I guess that is appropriate with spicy food.
tequila's always good, whether or not you're having Mexican. But yeah.
If so far you like the sound of this wine, then you can go out and buy it from. I guess you don't know.
No.
Yeah, so your move.
Yeah. Balls in your court.
Undisclosed wine.
The grapes in
provider.
your vineyard. It is quite delicious. I will
It's nice.
happily drink not only this glass but the rest of that bottle.
Yeah.
But first things first. So last week we talked about this missing. Is it 370
Flight 370 from Malaysia.
Still missing.
Still missing.
Unfound it.
And there've been further developments though. So
Oh yeah.
last week we said that a big leading theory that was that it had disintegrated.
That was your theory. Mine was like alien.
Well, it was my theory getting it from another source. I was saying
Yes.
that's what I'd heard. I wasn't saying it was my.
What,
I think I mentioned.
What is your at this very moment? What do you think happened to it?
I think it might still be around. I don't know if the passengers are still around, but
Wouldn't it run out of fuel? Like,
well, no. Okay, so let's just cover the whole thing so far because last week it was basically did disintegrate. What happened? Like it wasn't much more than that.
Yep.
So what happened since our last podcast is that they found out that after it vanished from their radars, military radars kept receiving what are called pings from the plane for at least 3 hours after the plane went missing. I think up to 4.
Right.
So that means that it kept flying for at least 3 hours after it went missing.
right.
Now, the way that it was turned off, like it would have required someone who had like good knowledge of the plane. So the chances of that someone turned, the communications off deliberately, there's pretty much no chance no one didn't do that.
Yep.
So the chances that it was deliberately diverted or hijacked have gone way, way, way up, making it all new layers of interesting. They're investigating the pilot, but I've read a little bit about the pilot. I'd be really surprised if the pilot had anything to do with it. But at the same time, like, who else would know? It's bizarre.
I guess so. The top theory is that somebody attempted a hijack or successfully did it, and then the pilot was under orders to.
Yeah, so it's possible that they kept flying it to somewhere, but then it ran out of fuel and then crashed. So it still could have crashed somewhere in the Indian Ocean or whatever.
Yeah.
I read that it could be as far as Kazakhstan, like they're broadening that. The big problem here is that they keep broadening so many places it could be that now they've got so much of a wider scope to search than they did in the first week. It really is. I mean, I can't remember the last story that was this interesting. My favourite story of the year so far, and quite frankly, I think it will continue to be favourite story by the end of the year. But
yeah, if like there was one that was missing before, and it was like 2 years later they found the debris. So we'll keep giving you updates for the next 2 years.
Ongoing coverage. And may I just say,
Please.
on that note, we covered the story last week. We said we'd get back to you next week on it. We delivered.
Yep.
Okay, so
Solid.
another reason to watch this web show, to subscribe on YouTube, to maybe even submit us for a Pulitzer Prize if you have some spare time.
At the least.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind accepting the award.
Just real quick on that, we actually did get someone to subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Oh, do you have a name?
I don't, but shout outs to
Whoever that was.
let me find out real quick.
Yeah.
But while I am doing that, Australia was appointed to look at the lower end of the oceans for this plane.
Okay.
So there's like 25 24 countries that are looking all independently, like working for the same people, but they've got their own regions. And Australia is basically looking after, even though there's no chance it could have even got down here, they have to cover all axes. So
yeah, but we're doing our part, whichever may be.
Surprisingly, that actually did surprise me that they were.
While Kevin's looking for this guy so we can give him a shout out, I'll just remind you that we are at fiawg.com on Twitter. We'd love to Twitter a follow. The guy I shouted out last week, so maybe we shouldn't shout out this guy. Maybe it'll give him a reason to stop following us. But he dropped us, so no hard feelings, dickhead.
We gave him a shout out, we gave him a tweet. Well, nothing but love shown. He still bounced.
I guess to be fair, I was a bit of a smart ass. I said that we haven't decided whether or not to follow you back yet, so if you retweet us, then it'll get us across the board.
We have 3 subscribers.
Oh, Henry is my friend.
Oh,
I know him personally, but thank you, Henry.
And Tipstar76.
Don't know that. Don't know who that is.
He looks legit. And the third one's me. Just so I can remember what I've talked about.
I did actually get in trouble on Twitter. They gave me a warning.
Yeah.
Because I didn't think I was doing anything wrong. I thought you could just like tweet whoever you wanted, but basically when I first signed up they get you to follow people, so I followed like Bill Clinton and Jared Leto and stuff.
Yeah.
Then I unfollowed them and I told Bill Clinton and Jared Leto that if they didn't retweet our show then I wouldn't follow them back again. And I did like a few people in a row telling them that, and then Twitter was like, "You're abusing the @ system," and I'm like, "Oh, sorry."
Really?
So, yeah.
Snap.
So I had to like click a thing saying I agree not to do that anymore, and
because there was too many too quick.
Yeah.
It's
like you're pestering, you're like spamming, which I guess I was. I just thought you were allowed to.
But it's to different people. It's not all to one person.
No.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, Twitter.
Sorry, Twitter. Won't do it again.
Yeah. Tipstar just real quick is a legit person. So
okay.
Shout outs.
It might be my friend Michael because I know he watched last.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, last week.
Thanks for tuning in, Michael, and to any new...
If that is you, if you're not Michael then Tipstar, don't take offense for that, thank you Tipstar.
My dad was watching, and he said, we're very funny.
Thank you for
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Draggle.
Shout outs, Christopher.
I don't think my mum's seen it yet.
No.
I wouldn't know.
Yeah. It's good for anybody from cradle to grave. Do we have anything else to say about this missing plane? Actually, there is one more thing that I heard that's not that interesting or funny, but they flew low to the ground so as to literally go under the radar.
So even more reason to think it might be a hijack.
Yep.
The big question is, do you think if it was a hijacking, and we shouldn't be flippant about this because their family members would be... Oh, I said there wasn't a New Zealander last time. There was a New Zealander.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's
personal now.
It's going to be too flippant, but like, okay, it was solemnly like if it was hijacked, and let's also assume if the plane was landed, what do you think the passengers' chances are? Do you think they'd be keeping them in captive, or do you think they would have gone home?
I think this is how TV shows like Lost start.
Yeah.
So if you talk about like art imitating life and life imitating art, maybe this is just the start of a spin-off series. HBO Flight 370.
Yeah. Because I mean, I was talking to my friend about that this week. I'm like, you know, it would be such an operation to keep 240 people like under wraps and keep them alive. And he's like, yeah, but whoever pulled this off is obviously capable of a rather complex operation. So I don't know, but we'll keep you updated.
And I still hold for the record, aliens.
Maybe
they're chilling somewhere, getting probed.
But as soon as we know either way, we'll let you know. In fact, don't bother picking up the newspaper.
No, we'll keep you informed.
Yeah, don't bother going to Huffington Post or news.com or smh.com.
There's only one website to visit.
#1 source for
light entertainment and
370 coverage.
And that is fiawg.com. So that's that. I want to talk a little bit about where we are.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just because they've been nice enough to give us this little room.
We didn't come here to not report on it.
Nah. So March in March is like a march they do in March.
It's a vote of no confidence is what they're calling it.
Yeah, so it's basically people, for whatever reason they have to protest, they can all gather around with hold up signs saying, I don't agree with this.
Are you bullshitting me, or are you just having...
That's all it is.
So there's always a March in March?
This is a good question. There was one in Adelaide previously, and there's one in Sydney now, so maybe they just...
Well, I was under the impression it was specifically an anti-Tony Abbott day.
No.
I'm pretty sure it was.
People just rabble for no reason.
You should have checked this out before
Yeah.
before bringing this up.
No, okay, but people were there protesting stuff that had nothing to do with Tony Abbott. Nothing to do, like, they're like, oh, I don't like pink sweaters. Like,
Really?
yeah, if you have any quarrels with anybody, just rock up to this place. Yell as loud as you can. Crazy.
From all the Facebook posts I saw, I don't know, it really seemed like it was specifically against Tony Abbott. Well, let's agree that even if March is an annual thing where anyone can rock up, and maybe it is, I haven't read that much about it. Let's assume that this year was predominantly about Tony Abbott. The majority of people who showed up seem to be freaking no confidence for Tony Abbott people.
Yeah, you have probably a more informed view on this.
Well, mainly through Facebook. Okay, and we talked about this. I think going back to our first new podcast is that I don't follow Australian politics very much, so I'm not Tony Abbott supported by any means. In fact, of what I read, he does seem like a bit of a dickhead. But I'm not like as well versed as I am in say American politics, where I can read a lot more about it. Just from my interest eye. But
so you're basing all this on Facebook posts?
Facebook posts are like all I hear about Tony Abbott is from people who I know, and I don't think I have any friends who are Tony Abbott supporters, so I have a very biased source of information. But I mean, everything I do know about him, he appointed himself Minister of Women's. I mean,
no, props for that.
That's like rubbing it in.
Yeah.
He's throwing his garbage in the Great Barrier Reef. Probably his own personal garbage, you know. It's Wednesday, it's trying to take out the trash. Just fucking Great Barrier Reef, that's Tony Abbott.
He's a goof, like, in front of other political leaders. They're like, who's this?
If he's not overtly racist, then he's definitely got those nice little racist tinges to him, right? So, Tony Abbott, across the board, a bit of a dickhead, no doubt.
Yeah.
But as I said, I think the first podcast we talked about this.
Yep.
Of what I do know of Australian politics, the one thing I can say about that election is that, look, when Kevin Rudd got in, Julia Gillard took over within a few months. Kicked him out.
Not the first time.
When he first got in.
No, he was there for
maybe a couple of years then. It maybe just seemed like a few months.
Yeah, it was more than a couple months, but
it was maybe a year, okay? A relatively short period of time. He gets ousted by Julia Gillard. Then she's there for a while, probably 2 or 3 years. Then they oust him and put Kevin Rudd back in. So, like, not one term because they had a special election after she kicked him out, but, like, essentially within a term or a term and a bit, Labour got through. They changed twice.
Yep.
Now, I'm not saying I would vote for Tony Abbott. I'd find it hard to do that, but I couldn't vote for Labour after that. Like, it feels like you need to give the other one a chance.
I agree with this, but also on that point is that people voted Tony Abbott in, so it's not like he slaughtered people to get there. People voted him in, and now they're protesting. Like, this doesn't make much sense to me.
Well, I don't know how many people behind us actually voted for Tony Abbott.
Okay.
Raise your hands.
But no one.
No one.
But the majority did, which is what I'm saying. Like, if this is the law, this is what happens. We all get together and have a vote. This person gets in, then it's on us. If he's a total douche and he fucks up, it's on us.
Yeah, but it's also on these guys to, you know, express how much they don't like him and, you know, try and swing public opinion. So, I mean, you know, they've got a right to protest.
I think it's pointless. If somebody wants to protest, the way that you do it is you school yourself, you become a politician, and you overthrow it.
You have to become a politician?
Or you
can't just campaign for another politician?
You just got to become one. You just download a certificate.
Yeah.
No, but the only way to do something of that magnitude, the only way to do it is to play their game and then beat them at it. You can't.
You know what I'd boil it down to is something that would solve all our political problems. Alright? If we could just have a politician, preferably running for PM, who wasn't incompetent and wasn't a cunt.
But, yeah.
Just both boxes ticked.
Yeah.
Because right now it's like we just got to choose between incompetent. I don't want either of those things, those qualities in my leader.
The way you get there is that you be a jerk to people and they're so scared of you or scared of what's going to happen if they're not behind you that they vote you in. It's fucked up the way the system, excuse me for cussing, it's messed up the way the system is. It's set. That's the people that get through. It's not the nice guy with the ideas, it's the fucking jerk.
Well, they say, I think it's like a Thomas Jefferson quote, whoever, like, the best person to be president is someone who has to be dragged kicking and screaming to the White House. Because if you want to be in charge of everybody, you're kind of inherently a sociopath.
Yep.
You know.
Yeah, it is true.
And don't worry about cussing, Kevin. Kevin's slightly concerned about.
I think I can eloquently make my point without jumping to extremes like that.
No, it's just we submitted ourselves to iTunes today. And going back.
Kudos on that.
Thank you.
You did a lot of good work.
I had to figure out how RSS feeds work, and it was just tearing my hair out. But I was just telling Kevin that when I submitted it said clean, and I didn't have a chance to any option to change it to explicit, because we do. Like, I agree with you. I think you should try and use swear words as kind of like, you know, for emphasis. You shouldn't just use it as like a verbal tick. But we do swear in the show sometimes, so I would have put it explicit. But they didn't give us an option to. And I'm thinking maybe they meant like clean as in the RSS feed was clean or something. I don't know, but you know, just wondering if like hopefully iTunes don't mind us. A lot of people swear on their podcast, so I assume iTunes doesn't mind.
Yeah.
Anyway, just don't get mad if we swear at iTunes.
Yeah, sorry, iTunes.
Our podcast.
Yeah.
And
so apologies so far, Twitter, iTunes. Who else can we throw off balance? Can you do me one favour? The rest of that delicious wine is next to that light, which can get quite hot.
Oh, right, yeah.
So I don't want to spoil this wine, because, yeah, good stuff. Yeah, if you can top me up as well.
Yeah.
And I'm loving this wine.
No, you're going through it. I
want to buy more, but there's no label on it, so...
Well, we all know who can change that.
Contact. All you gotta say is, like, the terms are there. We just say, yeah,
this would actually look like a cool label, though, like a bunch of scribbles.
Not very legal, though. Doesn't tell you about the content.
Oh, I guess you can take one of that.
Does look cool. Like, yeah. If I saw that, I'd probably buy it just out of anti-mainstream. Good wine, right?
Mouthful.
From the Newcastle Hunter region of New South Wales. I just put it out there. So that's March in March. It's basically, I want to hold on to the fact that it's just people who think they can make an impact by just yelling, screaming, holding up signs.
And if it does make an impact, then we'll let you know next week.
If anybody has attended one of these March in March things, or just any general protests or whatever, let us know like your rationale behind it. Help us to understand. Help me. I think you're on the same page. But help me to understand why you think it makes an impact.
Well, I kind of understand why people march. I don't know if it makes an impact. It's like any march, though. I mean, the marches against the Iraq War, I think there were record numbers, like, you know, millions of people on the streets. Was there still an Iraq War? Yes, there was.
Yep.
But,
I think if somebody wants to take something out of this, is instead of protesting and putting in time to write up a sign, read a book, become a politician, overthrow that shit yourself.
But what about when someone does both? Like, what about, say, Martin Luther King, right? Because there was a 1 million man march. You know, and they did the march on Washington. He did the "I Have a Dream" speech and everything.
But he wasn't just some dude who ran a takeaway shop.
Yeah, but don't you think the march that he organised had some kind of impact on the direction of the nation?
This is a good point. I guess if Kevin Rudd said, "Hey, 1 million people come to this march on March," then it's like it's his thing.
Yeah,
it's just some dude. I don't even know who started it or whatever. But I know the people that I know that go there. I don't anybody take offence of this, but they're not doing it because they think they can make a change. They're doing it because they want to jump up and down. Yeah, remember back in 2014, I was protesting against the government. And it's going to do
right. Okay, so you think it's like an ego thing?
No, I think it's something to do. You go there, you take some photos and post it up on your social network of choice. And
honestly, I reckon it's a little from column A, a little from column B. I think like a lot of people, you've got different people there for different reasons. People who are more informed than others, people who are more committed than others to the actual cause, and you know. But I'm
not saying this is in any way good, but when they have like the violent protests and stuff, people putting their body on the line, willing to die for their cause and stuff like that's somebody doing what they can to make a difference and putting everything behind them.
Anyway, but do tweet us if you have any input on this, and we'll address your tweets next week. But for now, I think we've got 23 minutes on the board, and let's face it, Kevin, we don't do this shit for free.
We need to get paid.
Yeah,
we need us for real.
Get one of our new lucrative sponsors up on the board, I reckon.
These guys are great. They contacted us on Wednesday or Thursday.
Something like that.
And then Friday morning it was all signed up. And yeah, they sent over the artwork, which I think is dope.
Yeah.
Let's get them on.
Do you like surfing?
Whoa, yeah, dude.
Yeah, but you're tired of like finishing surfing and then you have to haul your board all the way back to the car, man.
Yeah, man.
Well, now you have surfboard.
What's that?
Surfboard. Surfboard is a surfboard that has wheels on it and a motor at the back.
Gnarly.
So, yeah, when you've like finished surfing, you can just like board all the way back up to your car and there's no problems or anything.
Cowabunga, dude.
Yeah, check out surfboard.com today. Chicks will think you're cool. Surfboard. It's a surfboard with wheels on it and a motor on the back.
Man,
Yeah,
what a good
wow.
product.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Great product. If I surfed, I'd buy one.
Yeah. Game changing.
Absolutely. It'll be like when man invented the original wheel, except now it'll be a surfboard wheel on it.
Yeah, and a motor on the back.
Yeah.
But this is a way that people can cut down on the. What am I trying to say? This is the way that they can make efficient use of their time by not having to walk. Just surf, surfboard your car straight to the shops. Still in your wetsuit.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Go to work.
Yeah, in your wetsuit with a surfboard.
Yeah. As long as you work in a surf shop, should be fine.
Yeah, no biggie. So that's a very targeted product, obviously. But good people, and thanks for hitting us up on that sponsor tip.
Now, speaking of the ocean, we're going to do a thing. This is almost becoming, I think, like a weekly segment, where Kevin's going to inform me about something that he saw on the news.
I don't remember what this is.
Really, again. It's a shame that there's not a notebook right in front of you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Me and V Dolphin. This is something that I saw, which is I assume it's local to Sydney or whatever because it was just on the local news. But a guy was out surfing, riding hanging 10 or whatever the kids do these days, and 2 dolphins were there, and one of them jumped out of the water and hit his board, and then he's like, and a little while later they think it was another one, it could be the same one, but they think it was another one, jumped up and this dolphin jumps out of the water and spear tackles him, like shattering his ribs, and like he thought he had a broken back and paramedics had to come wheel him off and stuff. But dolphins are on the uprise.
Is it obvious that they were actually attacking him, or
Well,
that they maybe
that's the thing.
they were playing?
They could very well be playing, but the dolphins are very aware of their surroundings and they're coordinated. It would have been purposely done, whether or not it was out of malice or if they're playing around.
See, with dolphins, here's the thing, because they're known to kind of play with people that come up to boats, go, do the dolphin shit.
But to spear tackle, or to spear a surfer who's moving, like it's targeted and it's with enough force.
Let's say that dolphins are always friendly. In this case, they were just trying to be playful as well. It's just for the sake of argument. Even if that's true, and dolphins are always friendly to people, they also murder their own children for fun, just for shits and giggles.
Really?
Yep. This they discovered this I think I read about maybe 5 or 6 years ago. But some, I think, tourists would just okay, no, there's more actually. Like a bunch of porpoises, like a bunch of baby dolphins. Are porpoises baby dolphins?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Popeye.
Cool. Because I don't want to say something more wrong. Like last week, I said there's eastern countries like Asia and China, right? Asia's not a country. Just want to not say anything stupid in public.
A dolphin is a porpoise.
A dolphin is a porpoise.
Yeah.
So both a grown dolphin and a baby dolphin are both porpoises.
I believe so.
Okay, so I've already seen something kind of stupid. It's fortunate no one's
No, it's true. No, it's not a baby. Like a baby dolphin is like a cub or whatever, like a seal. But it's still a porpoise, and an adult is still a porpoise.
Okay, alright.
Just for the purpose of this conversation.
Alright. So a bunch of baby porpoises were washing up on shore, and all these kind of scientists were like, "Why is that happening?" No one knew why. And then there was this tourist who was just filming out in the ocean, and the dolphins playing around, isn't that cute? Then they just start fucking slamming, playing racquetball with their children. One dolphin just smacks with their tail, falling, one smacks her
What?
beating the shit out of them.
What?
For play. There's no rational explanation why they'd be doing that for productive.
I'll try to rationalise it. Maybe there's not enough food or something, they know something's going to take them out or something, and you can't drown your child, so how else are you supposed to kill it?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, if someone was running out of food and they killed their kid to eat them, I don't think we'd view that as...
There'll be a reason. Animal's not going to just kill its offspring. Actually, bees do. Bees are crazy motherfuckers.
Yeah?
Yeah.
They kill their offspring.
Like the queen, she lays her eggs, and if another female lays her eggs in the same honeycomb, she goes over, or she gets someone to go get the eggs, kills them, and then finds the person who laid the eggs, kills them.
Wow.
She's like, no, I'm on this honeycomb.
And there's that one, I forget, is it the praying mantis or something that eats its mate after it has sex with them?
Yeah, the females.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll take that back sometimes. But I don't think dolphins would be the kind of people.
Apparently they are, according to my sources. Killer whale, that's another one. I mean, they're kind of related to dolphins, but they're
Killers.
speaking of actually, the dolphins and the attack. I saw this in that movie Blackfish. I don't know if many people have you seen that?
Oh, I haven't seen it, but I know what it's about.
It's kind of like Against SeaWorld. According to that, there's never ever been an instance of a killer whale killing or attacking a person in the wild, ever. And there's like dozens of instances of it in captivity.
Right. I know, Bindi Irwin, Steve Irwin's daughter.
Mm-hmm.
So she signed up to be a representative for SeaWorld, and then this is just after that Blackfish thing came out. It's like, what are you doing, Bindi?
So Blackfish came out and then she signed up.
Mm.
Oh wow, yeah.
So they must have just gone, help, crisis mode, hey, get this girl, take all this money and make us look good. So that made them look like they were desperate, and it made her look like, insensitive.
I guess, when your dad dangles you by a crocodile, it kind of fuck a person up.
Did you really?
Yeah, it was a big thing. Stephen only had one kid, right?
Two. A son as well.
Oh, maybe it was the son.
That's alright.
Do you not remember that? Okay, we'll have that as the background next week. We'll go back in time and visit when that happened.
Yeah, we'll need, yeah.
But R.I.P. Steve Irwin.
Yeah, I appreciate that guy. Bindi Irwin had a game show for a little period of time. It was like an obstacle course, and people would have to answer questions about animals and then run through obstacles. Stupid, and she was just like doing that.
Stupid, yeah.
She was just doing that, like trying to do her dad's voice for the whole thing and stuff.
Oh, Croggy, look at this
Bindi
person
Irwin.
running through an obstacle course. Oh, he fell over there. He got put off finger up his butthole. It was a South Park reference. So in case anyone was wondering where that came from.
And yeah, so that's that. I think it was called Bindi Irwin's Boot Camp or something.
Okay.
SBS show. I don't know how we got to this topic, but this is a little side topic as well. So after the dolphin shattered the dude's ribs, the ambulance came down, and this actually ties in with the sponsor we had before. The ambulance came down to the beach, to the shore, to pick the dude up with a stretcher.
Mm-hmm.
So this 2-3 ton ambulance van is on soft sand.
Mm-hmm.
Of course it's going to get bogged. So it picked him up, and then the wheels are just spinning and the thing's just sinking to the sand. What the hell were they expecting?
Right. But if he had a surfboard.
Yeah. So maybe, that technology can be used for to save some lives and get them on ambulances.
Definitely.
So that's that. There is something else I want to talk about, and I will preface this by saying I really don't know too much about this.
Like most things we talk about in this
So
podcast.
that should just be understood on most topics. There's this thing called the Biennale.
You were telling me about this a bit earlier. We didn't go into much detail.
But what I told you is basically all I know.
Okay.
So the Biennale is like a modern art festival, expo or something that they have somewhere overseas. Right.
Okay.
Venice, London, I don't know where.
Let's go with London.
It's basically, so they get the leading modern artists from all the countries that are voted as to having the best piece of work. Then they bring them to this place, and twice a year they have this festival, this expo. And then whoever wins that just shoots them off into stardom. And it's been a very successful thing, and they've brought it to Sydney now, so it's in Cockatoo Island. The beef that they've got now with people just protesting for no reason, there's a bit of reason behind this, but people who just like to protest things have jumped onto this because the Biennale are sponsored by, I have to check my notes on this, Transfield, who are who work with the detention centre security and they've been having a few debacles there. So humans being mistreated in detention centres.
Right.
From asylum seekers and whatnot. So the argument, the debate is, should arts projects like this get the funding from companies who, are questionable? Where if they didn't get the funding, then these opportunities, these expos, wouldn't be possible. So on one hand, do you get this blood money and do good things with it, or do you leave the money with the people who have it, and we miss out on some things?
Case by case, I guess. Like, I think most people would make certain compromises about their funding. Like, if you had to agree 110% with every single policy or standpoint of anyone who funded you, then you wouldn't be able to get much funding. Having said that, though, if, like, you've got a company like, Baby Murderers Inc., and they basically just get babies, churn them up, murder them, so they can, like, turn them into, like, diesel fuel for cars, I probably wouldn't take money from them.
Okay, but then if they gave 10% of their trillions of dollars to cure
the trillion-dollar industry,
to cure AIDS, then should they take that money and use that for the good, or should they go, we don't agree with where the money came from, we won't use this for good, but you can keep it for bad or whatever?
Because I guess if you don't allow the funds, then it just goes to buying another Ferrari for the baby murderer, right?
Exactly.
I take it all back. You know what? I think it's fine.
I think so as well.
Yeah.
But it's just, people are really like arced up and on edge about this, saying like, "There's no way we do this. I'm boycotting it." Like they're protesting.
Well, you know what those people should do? They should get on their computer right now. They should go to YouTube or hopefully iTunes, download this podcast, and sorry, what minute are we on? 36:25. So they should fast forward to about 35-minute mark and hear us talk about it and realise the error of their ways. Because I was on their side literally 30 seconds ago. Kevin turned me right around.
Yeah.
So education, just FIAWG. We're here to give you perspective on things like this.
And just to loop this back around, it's in Biennale, which is where they do it. It's a film festival and an arts modern exhibition festival.
Dynamic.
Yeah, Biennale. So, in all things that we really talk about, if we walk into it not ignorant but uneducated, then I guess we can make some clarity out of people that, somebody has prejudice and their side is what it is. We don't know what we're talking about, so we just know that.
Sometimes the best educator is the uninformed.
Just true. Is that your quote?
It is mine.
I like it.
I
Because
don't even really know what it means, but
that's true. It means like your instinct is sometimes more right than a textbook.
Mm-hmm. To another good one from George Orwell. To see what I messed up the quote. To see what is in front of one's nose requires a constant struggle.
Unless you have a mirror. Wait. No, not one's nose. In front of one's nose. Ah, okay.
Like signs what's in front of you. It's always obvious is the most hard to see. Because if you like blind spots and prejudices and biases and everything.
Yeah, right. I'm just trying to look now in front of my nose. But, yeah.
Don't cross-eyed.
It is, yeah. Who's the dude that said it?
George Orwell, the guy who wrote 1984.
Right.
Big Brother is watching.
Right. Yeah. So pretty credible source.
He's got a bunch of good quotes.
Okay.
He's like Oscar Wilde. He's like one of those guys who's always very quotable.
Oscar Wilde, I'm a fan of. Just because his name's Wilde. Kevin Wilde.
He went to prison for... He was like, same as that Turing guy? Who? I don't know. The guy who broke the code. Oscar Wilde went to prison for something.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Times.
That sucks.
I don't know why I even brought that up. I'm sorry, Oscar. I mean, nothing against it. It just crossed my mind somehow.
It's a part of his story.
Mm.
Yeah, I think we can leave that story, and also I don't think we need to revisit the Marchy March.
No, but we'll hang out with them for the rest of the show.
Yeah.
So, by the way, if anyone is listening on iTunes, you need to kind of go to YouTube to get some of the references we're making to the background here. It's an audio and visual podcast, but
yeah.
I think most of this is going to be enjoyable, both just audio and on YouTube.
Yeah.
And I'm also hopeful that once we do get this on iTunes, fingers crossed,
Yep.
I think that'll drive up viewers a lot more, because I think it's cool to sit down and watch a YouTube show, but let's face it, most people it's been more of a time commitment from just sitting in front of the computer and watching an hour of video than just like plug it in and like, go on their bike, go to work on the train or something or whatever, and just kind of...
See, well, I'm the complete opposite. If I'm on the train or whatever, I'll listen to music and just like, you don't pay attention to what's going on. But if I'm chilling on something, I can't just listen to a podcast or listen to an album or whatever. If there's nothing to visually stimulate me, I find it hard to engage with it.
Fair enough.
Which is why we've got both avenues, I guess.
Yeah, it's right. So you can draw from both sources.
Yeah. It is kind of cool that you can, how easy it is nowadays to make a video, put it out on the internet for people to get. Make an audio podcast that goes to...
It's not that fucking easy if you don't know what RSS feeds work, I'll tell you, boy. That was pissing me off, something fierce.
You did well to turn that around. You learnt what it was, how to do it, and then you did it in like 9 hours.
Yeah.
Decent.
Thank you.
I looked at this guy sent me a how-to video, and I watched it. Like, what the fuck is this?
I kind of did in the end too. I kind of dropped that into notes, so I just figured out another way to do it. And anyway, reward my hard work by subscribing once it comes on iTunes, please, because God knows people haven't really been putting their best foot forward so far. To those of you watching, thank you, but to those of you who have decided, who haven't heard about us yet and haven't decided to watch, then we're doing a lot of work and a lot of it for nothing, quite frankly. So help us out.
Yeah, if somebody's watching, why wouldn't you take it a step further and say, "Yeah, this is good," or "This sucks," or "I'll subscribe and wait for the next one"? Like,
yeah, Henry. Yeah, the other subscriber. And especially Conker Shasha, who not only didn't retweet us, but actually stopped following us after we gave him a shout out, mind you. Fucking hell.
Maybe he's up to no good. He's like, attention is on me.
Yeah, I think he said he was 16 and he was a skater, so that gives you an idea of what kind of background this young man is from.
But he has helped us with seeking out that other sponsor. And speaking of sponsors, and speaking on the... Speaking on the Biennale thing as well, is the stand that we take is our sponsors are... We believe in them not to the nth degree, but, we agree with what they stand for.
We agree with the fact that they like to give us money.
Yeah. That's the best bit.
Yeah, absolutely. Anyone who has got a given money to Mac Care policy is in my good books.
Yeah, totally. So let's get on our next sponsors.
Okay, this is going to change the world, actually, this one.
Okay. And I think you know these guys personally?
Friend of a friend. There's a guy.
So let's get this on.
Do you like shopping bags?
Yeah.
But you're tired of not having enough room for your shopping bags?
Yeah, actually.
Well, fear no longer, because now you have shopping bag. Bag those bags and store them away. Get your shopping bag today. Shopping bag is a bag for your shopping bag. So now when you have too many shopping bags, you put them in the shopping bag.
Oh, wow.
But if you run out of room in your shopping bag, then don't worry, because you can always upgrade to Shopping Bag Pro.
Oh, wow.
A shopping bag big enough to store both your shopping bags and your shopping bag filled with shopping bags.
Brilliant.
Bag your bags and store them away. Get your shopping bag today. Shopping bag is not officially available on market, but if you want, you can register your interest on shoppingbagbag.com today.
So there you go.
I can't wait until I get my free one. But as they say,
all good things come to those who wait.
Yeah, not technically available right now, but you can pre-register your interest, and when it's available, they'll let you know whether you're close enough in line to get one.
I like these kind of things where they just test the waters and get public opinion or public funding or whatever before they go ahead with the project.
Mm-hmm. Smart, wise move.
There is something on that vein that I want to talk about, the Veronica Mars movie. You know Veronica Mars, the TV show?
I'm familiar with it. She's like a detective, right?
Yeah, so her dad's a private eye and she's just freelancing and solving crimes and stuff in a place like Neptune High or whatever. But there's so much going on in this place, people killing people and all this. So the lead character, is it Kristen Bell or Kirsten Bell or?
Kristen Bell, yeah, she
Kirsten
was.
Bell.
Was she? What did she? Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
Yeah,
She's Sarah Marshall.
Exactly. She's a talented actress.
Yeah, and quite funny too. As well as being attractive.
But the TV show ran for 2-3 seasons or whatever. It was actually quite good. I enjoyed it a lot. My sister got me into it. It's not the kind of thing that like a guy watch, but I just gave it some interest and it kept me on. So I watched all those, and then they got cancelled by the distributors and the production companies and whatnot.
Yeah.
All the fans were like, we need more. So this was a long time ago. Now they've come back. They started a Kickstarter campaign, which is like crowdfunding, looking to raise, I don't know, $1 million or something to make this film. And they ended up getting $6 million in contributions.
$1 million is quite low for a feature film.
It might have been a bit more than that.
Okay.
But they made a lot of money, like I think it was about $6 million. And it was basically just of people like giving $20, $50 towards this campaign.
Mm-hmm.
So it became like the people's film. It was great. They had people who made the contributions. They like had cameos in the movie, and it was something like something that I've never really seen to that high degree done for. The movie's in like all the theaters, and it's a big deal.
Yeah, it is cool that there are more of these crowdsourced. Actually, a guy I'm quite a fan of, Penn Jillette, he's funded his own movie. I think he's got $100,000. I think quite a low budget number or something like that. I don't know, but more and more people are kind of crowdfunding these documentaries and feature films and everything. It's just another sign of the wide age where people vote with their wallets and the movies people want get made.
And that's exactly what it is, because the people who like fund away from these campaigns, the people who fund movies and expect the ROI and all that on it, they're just looking out for the interests of what's going to sell and what's been selling and stuff.
Do you have any interest in the fact that Rihanna and Drake are exclusively dating each other?
This is not true.
Well, that's what Paris Hilton was saying. Kevin's just going to ParisHilton.com to kind of look over a story about Veronica Mars, and I just sit in the corner.
This is where I get all my info from. Actually, it doesn't actually tell me anything. 2 million. I earned 2 million. Okay, so it's in a deficit. So this might not have been a great.
But wait, is that just opening day?
Oh no, it just came out like 2 days ago.
Yeah, so you gotta wait for a while until you make all your money back.
But when you're going up against Mr. Peabody.
No, I mean most movies take a week or two to get like in the green.
Yeah.
2 million for an indie opening was good.
I watched the movie, Veronica Mars, last night, and I thought it was brilliant.
Did you pay for it?
Yeah. It's hard to get,
Is it in theaters or is it download demand as well?
Yeah, exactly. It's on demand, but it's in theaters, but I don't think it's in theaters in Australia.
Oh, I imagine most of the movies take a while to get over here. So there you go. That's a whole, source of revenue that they haven't even opened yet. I'm sure it'll be fine.
Yeah, I am too. The thing is, they don't have the hugest fan base, and the way the film was made, it was obviously because it was using their money, it was thanking the fans by making the movie that they wanted. So I don't think it's going to have a wide appeal.
Speaking of actually, speaking of box office products, what always annoys me when they talk about like the degree of a film's financial success, assuming it's a American movie, they always quote its box office total revenue.
Yep.
It's always the American box office. Money's money, all right. So if it made $200 million overseas and only $20 million in America, and it cost like $50 million to make, it would still be viewed as a bomb. Like they say, oh, that tanks. They wouldn't go, oh, but look at the overseas revenues. It's just weird the way the Americans look at it. They're a very insular kind of nation.
Yep.
That's what I wanted to say.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. It's so the campaign got just under 6 million, so 5.7 million. Just crazy, man. 91,000 people backed the film. 50,000 of those got a copy of the film, whether it was physical or digital download.
Oh, see, that would be a big mistake if they had forced the people who funded it to also go and actually pay to see the film. Then they should just give them a little credit.
I think they do. Depends. Like the more you give, the bigger the perk. You know Shaquille O'Neal, the basketball player.
I do.
Do you remember that he had a game called Shaq Fu? It was like a really basic, like Mortal Kombat kind of game.
Not only do I not remember it, I don't believe I ever heard it in the first place.
It wasn't that huge. It was like a kind of a cult kind of game. It was like real old school. It was like 2 buttons and just button mashing kind of game. But they've made a campaign for this to make Shaq Fu 2.
So, wait, are you saying he invented a game?
Oh, they're making a sequel to the game. No, he didn't actually do it, just his face on it.
Oh, right.
Shaq's not there developing. But it's like he's got his face and his character on it. But yeah, it's crazy when a basketball player is crowdfunding money to make a video game. That's like, yeah. If you can imagine something happening, you can get money for it.
I just want to, sorry to be typing on my phone, but it was actually, you reminded me of something I wanted to show you, and I'll put up the webcam so people can see what I'm talking about. But there's a picture you can find of a guy with Shaquille O'Neal's shoe that he wears, and he's got it like next to his head. Ah, there it is.
Size 22.
Yeah, I know. I mean, massive.
You know what though? I was watching some old footage of Shaq in LSU, like his college. He's like this skinny guy.
He was skinny in college.
Like, he was tall, but he was lanky. Like he had a bit of force. And like, you know, that has Nelly.
Yeah.
The St. Lunatic.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can get a good picture of this. Oh, that's perfect. There you go.
Yeah.
There's Nelly with a Shaq phone. AI. So yeah, if anybody has a Kickstarter or Indiegogo or whatever campaign, send it to our Twitter and we'll retweet it to our 2 followers.
Yeah. I think we might have 6.
Oh, there we go, moving up. That's the kind of people we are.
No, actually moving down. We had 7 before. Such a conqueror, fucking.
Yeah.
Fucking
So that's yeah. Let's not speak of him again. Do we even know if it was a he?
Sasha is a unisex name, but I believe it was a boy's face.
In a boy's mind. Why unfollow us?
Just for giving you a shout out.
Right.
And somewhat slightly harassing me to retweet our show. Slightly. Right, we harassed Bill Clinton, and he didn't do anything.
No.
I didn't get any CIA visits.
He didn't unfollow us.
No, I unfollowed him. But I'm not following him back. He didn't retweet me, but he didn't, do something to... if he was following me, I'm sure he wouldn't have unfollowed me.
Exactly. I'm 100% sure he wouldn't have.
Yeah.
I like Bill Clinton.
Speaking of Bill...
Shout out to Bill Clinton.
We're still following Bill Burr. I tweeted Bill Burr to us. I let him know, because I really like Bill Burr. I was like, look, I told Bill Clinton and Jared Leto that if they don't retweet us, then I'm not going to follow them back. But I would appreciate if retweeting us, but we'll keep following them anyway.
You're right. And what happened, did he?
No. But I'm still going to follow him, because I still like him. Thanks, Bill.
He's a comedian?
Yeah. Oh, Billy Redface.
Retweet us.
He also has a podcast, which I'll plug right now. It's the Monday Morning Podcast.
You know what? We actually did get some tweets.
No way.
Yeah.
Really? Oh, where?
These from a company called B-Fly. Like, it seems like spam, right? But,
yeah, it sounds like it. But you should show me this fairly quickly because we've got predictions to do and we've got less than 10 minutes.
Yeah. But B-Fly is... I talked to them and they deal with hats and jerseys, much unlike the one that I have on now, but I think they do custom jerseys and so on. So
Okay.
check them out, beefly.com.
Okay, so they're sincerely following us?
Yeah.
Okay.
And the dude as well who runs it. He's following us as well.
Okay.
So that's that.
Thanks, man.
Yeah. Jared and B-Fly and your mates.
I don't know if there's anyone I know personally following us on Twitter. There's that one guy, possibly 2 guys on YouTube.
Show us love out there. Let's get on to our last segment and we'll wrap it off with this. We've got about 6 minutes to do our prediction. So this is the moment in the show where we loop back on predictions that we made in the last show and see if they've come to fruition, and then we give a prediction for what's going to happen in the next show.
Now, Kevin,
starting with Matt.
I was going to ask if you wanted to go.
I can go first.
Once, yeah, because I need to see if I was right.
This is kind of interesting. So my prediction last week was that something will happen with the Red Bull energy drink company.
Yeah, a scandal.
Did I say scandal?
Behind the doors, kind of like something like a scandal. Yeah, you did.
Okay, well, all right.
And I thought that was quite a stretch, so I'm
Yep, but
surprised.
I got it.
Okay, what happened?
It was a curveball, but I got there. So, an Australian guy, I think his name was Daniel something. You know the big F1 racing car meet or whatever it is. So Red Bull have a team now, and they are in the camp of this Australian guy. I think his name's Daniel. He came second in the F1 race, which is huge for an Australian to do. And it's huge for Red Bull to do because they're like new to the game.
Okay.
So he's up there on the podium, second place, getting all these props. Then he goes, it's all over, he's like back in the hotel or whatever, gets a call, you're disqualified. Taking your trophy, taking all the prize money or whatever else, other benefits you got. Because the Red Bull racing team were putting an illegal amount of petrol in his car. So you're allowed to have 100 litres or roundabouts for a race, and they were just like...
Were there people paid by Red Bull, or they just
Red Bull.
stop people who had Red Bull on the sponsorship?
Well, it's different. Like so, in football, you have like the sharp Manchester United team, or whatever. But in racing, it's Red Bull versus...
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're actually pretty spot on.
Yeah, well, I'd like to think I got it.
Well done.
Yeah.
It is good. I mean, I would say it's close enough. I mean, it's not bang on what you said, but it's definitely close enough to be, to be considered a hit, I reckon. If Sylvia Brown's dead, and good riddance, but if like some other sucker like Johnny Wood or whatever said something like that, and they got it, I think the media would be like, ooh, Johnny Wood, good on you.
Thank you.
Great, sucker, Kevin.
Thank you.
Now, I said there would be a drug scandal featuring a politician either in a major, one of the major Western countries, which would be America or England, and I opened it as well to be also the Americas. So it could have been Canada, it could have been South America, like a more kind of Spanish country or something like that.
Yep.
I don't think I got it. That's why I wanted Kevin to go first, because I quick look up on my phone if I got in. Politician build over hashtag drugs protest. The principal politician way to it. They stand for marijuana at 9 and that's not really a business account. Former drug addict on working class hero. Who is your ideal politician? No. I think Mayor Rob Ford, the guy who already.
Oh, that dude's dope, man.
I like him. The guy already had a drug scandal in Canada. I think he was on Jimmy Fallon in between me making that call and now. I could even be wrong on that, but that doesn't count, just being on Jimmy Fallon after... Or not Jimmy Fallon, sorry, Jimmy Kimmel.
He was on more than that. He was on PCP and crap. Alright, we gotta run this. I'm gonna call it that you didn't hit that one. Fair enough?
I can't find it. Sorry.
So, let's quickly get our predictions for next week.
Should you go first?
I'll let you roll on.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna say something to do with violence and a man with a big beard.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Okay.
See, I'm getting more cold ready now.
Santa Claus when he's off season.
Violence, man with big beard.
All right. I predict something's going to happen with the sunglass industry. It's going to be some form of crazy sunglass. Someone will design something that's newsworthy. They'll be like, check out this.
Okay.
That's all I know.
So it could be Google Glass, sunglasses, or it could be like better UV protection, or it could be...
I was thinking sunglasses, but yeah, some kind of eyewear.
Okay.
I think something like crazy design or Elton John flips out.
Okay.
That's where I'm at. And that's it. Yeah.
So that was
prediction. See how we go with those.
We've got about a minute and a bit. So I guess just do the basic housekeeping.
Yep.
So again, finances and guidance at Fiawg, FIAWG. .com.
On the Tweety.
And at Twitter. The podcast is officially submitted, assuming I've done it all correctly, and that's a bit iffy.
Yep.
But as soon as Apple lets me know that it's official and that it's on, I will tweet out that it's available through iTunes.
Yep.
And we hope that happens soon.
And just extending our apologies again to iTunes and to Twitter.
Well, iTunes, we're not sure we're sorry because we didn't know what you mean by clean.
Yeah.
If you meant the feed is clean, like it's not virus or anything, then you're right, it's not, so no apology necessarily.
But the thing is, maybe it's feedback for the people of iTunes watching. There was no way
to change it from clean.
Yeah, there was no way to.
Because because I don't want you to think I was lying. And apologies to Twitter for spamming people. I didn't mean to. It was legitimately.
It was only fun.
Yeah.
Come on, Twitter.
Well, I mean,
hey, we're cooler than that.
To be fair to Twitter, they said, hey, tick this box saying you're not going to do it again, and you're back on. So, I mean, I think it's good. We got a first warning, so didn't just take us off immediately. I think that's fair.
It's mature of Twitter.
I just wasn't aware of the policy. Now I am. So what we want to have
now. You want to do it again?
Yeah.
There you go. Leave them alone. So, everybody who's been watching, thanks. And peace. And to the good wine people of Brand X.
There was actually a company called Wine People, so we should say.
to the unnamed.
To the people responsible for sending this wine.
Peace.
Thanks.